Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. This is the rocketry overview video. And what that means is I'm going to show you a bunch of different rocket tanks with some basic explanations just to give you some general ideas. I'm not going to go into anything ultra specific, but I will have an awesome game for you to check out and see what rockets can do if you're not 100% sure. And this will help you if you don't have any rocket tanks and maybe you're looking to get one, and just give you some general advice and things to be aware of before you get rockets, or if you've already got a rocket tank, things that will help you to be more successful, because maybe you're doing something less efficiently than you could be. Because, we all have different skill levels and different attributes where we excel and then don't excel. And the areas where we don't excel require more work for us to get better. I know some guys who are awesome with rockets without even working at it at all, and it's disgusting, because that's not me. I had to work to become a solid rocket player, and I'm getting better all the time, which is good, but it's annoying that I had to really pay a lot of attention and look at different aspects of rocket play to figure out how to do it best for myself. However, the good part is, at least I can give you some ideas that if you're having similar type of troubles, that will help you advance in your rocketry. But it would be very helpful if you could leave a like for this video. That would help to spread the word to players who need this rocket stuff explained. But if they're not looking specifically for it, it's hard for them to find. That's what likes are good for. So let's look at the general stuff. What I have done here in my garage is highlighted only rocket tanks that I have. So we're not going to see anything that's not a rocket tank, except in the background of my garage. It's my trusty Tier 2 German Panzerjäger 1 sniper tank. That's the only tank you're going to see in this that's not a rocket tank. So I guess let's just go through. And I've been working on this rocket business for several weeks to acquire enough tanks to make it really kind of worth your while. Okay. And there's a couple different lines of tanks that I'm going to mention to you to give you an idea of what you want to select. It's like, well, okay, I want a rocket tank. What do I do? All right. So here you see the first one. This is a Sheridan. Now this is an okay rocket tank. I guess I should mention every tank in the game has its pluses and minuses, and it's going to matter to the user like a shoe. You see a nice looking shoe, but it just doesn't fit good on your foot. There you go. If it's not a fit, don't wear it. If the rocket tank you see or any other tank you see is not a good fit for you, no matter what else is applicable, if it's not a good fit, don't do it. I'm just saying. This is my recommendation. Be comfortable. Get something you're comfortable with. Now, in the beginning, you're not going to have the full knowledge of what the comfort is or is not, but at least we're going to have some area to start from. So when I'm giving you whatever recommendation for a rocket tank evaluation, that is very subjective, and it is an opinion first and foremost. I'm not trying to dissuade you from getting a tank or tell you it's the most awesome tank ever. I'm giving you kind of my personal opinion on how it works really for me. You might be awesome in a tank that I'm going, it isn't that great. So that is always a possibility, but I'm going to tell you what stands out, what makes it the way it is, so that you can go, oh, I played that tank that's the way you say it might be, or the way it is, and it's awesome for me, and then that's fine. That should make the other one awesome for you. So, yes, I do know that I'm giving you opinions, but I'm also going to give you the straight facts to where you can take what you're listening to here and apply it satisfactorily. I don't want you to go and waste your time getting a tank and go, oh, that tank's horrible for me. I'm trying to give you this info kind of on the radar up front. So, let's go back to Sheridan. So, Sheridan is an okay tank. It has a weakness, and the weakness to me is that it has a single barrel. So, you can launch a rocket out of that barrel, or you can launch a cannon shell out of that barrel. But basically, in either case, you're changing ammo, and that's a 12 or 13 second reload problem. So when I played Sheridan, I play it as a rocket tank exclusively first. So I don't even waste my time with the cannon shell. That's just me. So if you get a Sheridan, there's the helpful hint for you. I've never run out of rockets in the Sheridan, so that's a valid way to play it. Now, I worked and got other rocket tanks. I have other rocket tanks that I enjoy playing more than the Sheridan, but the Sheridan is good. So, just giving you the heads up. If I have it, it's not trash. I'm not going to keep trash, okay? I'm going to tell you that. I would say Sheridan is a C+, B- kind of rocket tank. Now, but that's in my entire stash of various rocket tanks, which for me, there are some A caliber rocket tanks for me that I prefer over the Sheridan. Everybody's different. You might be an awesome Sheridan player. I certainly am not. I'm okay. So let's just go ahead to the next one. AMX 13SS-11. I just call this the 13SS or the SS. This is the Rocket Girl tank, and that's my Rocket Girl commander. I have some videos on this tank. This tank was a tank of the month, an absolute steal of all tanks. Perhaps this might be the greatest tank of the month of the entire offerings that I have personally seen. This is an absolute ace tank, A caliber. Again, for me, this one is a, okay, I'll explain something to you. This is the light tank, but there's different kinds of light tanks. And this is, what I would call a light medium, as opposed to saying a pure speed light tank like the M41A1 Bulldog or the FV101 or what else? The 63I. So those are like super light tanks. This is a lightweight medium rocket tank with an auto-loading cannon. 6-shot auto-loader. Not a super cannon, but a very good one. So this one has 2 different gun systems. So you can fire a rocket from this guy and then switch over and drill them with an autoloader, or vice versa, or whatever combination works for you. Very maneuverable, above average speed, about 70. Yeah, I got this set for 71. It can go a little bit faster, and that's, personal preference. Absolutely a killer rocket tank, one of the best because it's versatile. You can play it as a lightweight tank. You can play it as a rocket tank. You can play it as a sniper. You can play it as a highly mobile defender. One of the best there is because of its versatility. And that is really the key to this tank. So if I didn't have a rocket tank and I'm looking to get one, this is one of the ones I would recommend potentially as one of the most useful. But it's a premium tank, and it's going to cost you, since you missed out on tank of the month, it's going to cost you, the regular price on this dude is pretty high. But I'm not dealing with prices. I'm just dealing with, the straight info. Next in line, we have the Stormer 30. The other name I gave this is the Super Weasel, which is, it's not exactly the same as the Weasel. One of the things about the Stormer that's really good is that this is an anti-weasel. It just occurred to me. You see the Sheridan is an Era 2, and the 13SS is also Era 2. Stormer is Era 3. Stormer is like the Weasel. It has tow missile, but it has two of them, not just one. It also has the chain gun, which makes it an anti-weasel. So this is the key thing about this tank. It's very useful because right now the weasels are going berserk again. Whenever weasels go berserk, Stormer's value increases because it's an anti-weasel as well as a rocket tank. Also categorized as a light tank. I wouldn't go 100% speed light. It's pretty fast though. But 90, I think 97 is the maximum speed for this. This dude is set for absolute speed. This is to catch weasels or at least stay with them. It's 97, but it doesn't have acceleration. So it has a good top speed, but its acceleration is less than desirable. But that's not why you get it. It's an anti-weasel, and with the twin rockets, it's an actual butt kicker. When you run two of these guys together, it can be very nasty. So really good, really, really good tank. A caliber for sure. Premium tank and expensive. It was worth it to me. But I got a great deal on it because I had gotten a tank refund out of the season. So I was super lucky. But one of the top dogs to me, Stormer 30, for sure. This one is M3A2 Bradley. This is the end of the line for the tanks that include that line includes the Sheridan. So the Sheridan is one that you acquire on the way to getting this Bradley. Bradley, for me, it's probably a B+. The first time I saw it in action, there was a guy from Mexico. Man, that guy was awesome in this tank. He killed 6 guys, took 0 damage. It was disgusting, actually. He just was like, I'm just walking around, rolling around the battlefield. Oh, here's a guy. Let me go and line up a shot. Bam, dead. The guy was freaking awesome. And it looked like he wasn't even trying. That was the scariest part about it. So the top-end performance of the Bradley, sky's the limit. It's not my style personally, which is why, I don't rate it higher. It can be an A caliber tank for you if you have the mentality where this fits you. Okay? I haven't gotten to that point yet, but it's really good, super versatile. You have the chain gun, makes it decent against weasels. It's not super fast. It doesn't have like super turret rotation, but it's real solid. Twin tow missiles. The key attribute for the Bradley, it is quite powerful, and it is like I said, it's in the line with the Sheridan, which means those tanks do not require gold. They're just a regular tech tree tanks. So I call those free tanks. Now you have to go and buy them with silver, and it's like 8 million, 10 million, whatever it is. But it does not require gold, and that's what, tanks either require gold or they don't. The premiums require gold. Everything else does not require gold and is quote unquote free, that you can earn your way to do it in the game. So this is a free tank, but this is the end of the line, the top dog of the line that includes the Sheridan. So that's one of the advantages, is that you're going to go through the line, you get the Sheridan, and then down the road you're going to end up getting the Bradley. Very useful, very good if it's your cup of tea. 83 speed, set pretty good. I mean, yeah, that's maximum speed. I prefer light tanks to be faster, but that's just me personal. Okay. All right, let's go. Premium tank, MBT-70. Now, this tank is somewhat expensive, but it was recently available in Tanks for Free Experience. It was also Tank of the Month at one point. This is a limited use rocket tank. It has 5 rockets. It's not a big rocket tank. It's a heavy tank. They added a chain gun recently, so that upped its value as far as usefulness. So very useful tank. Main attribute of this tank is that it will go backwards as fast as it goes forwards. So it's the best retreating tank perhaps in the game. Now the rockets, again, you have one barrel. You got a barrel for a cannon, and you got a barrel for rockets. So when you swap rockets out, or vice versa, you're swapping ammo, you have whatever the 10, 12, 13 second reload in between. You got 5 total rockets. So it's not a big deal rocket tank. It's kind of like, here's your heavy tank with a cannon. Oh, and you got rockets on the side if that floats your boat. To me, I'm not that great in heavy tanks, okay? So my evaluation, for me, this is a C+ tank. Bernie is awesome in this tank. Dude, this is an A caliber tank for him. It's just one of those things. Hayden is another one. He's another rocket freak, but he's good in heavy tanks. Another A caliber tank for him. So it is very player dependent. If you get a good deal on this tank, worth picking up, like I got at Tanks for Free Experience, and I was short of experience, and so I paid about 3,000 or 3,500 gold. Very reasonable. So it's one of those things. If the deal is right, definitely worth picking up. But I wouldn't pay 14,000 gold for this, because I think that's psychotic. It isn't that good. To me, that's just my opinion. Weasel Toe, your friend and mine. Of all the tanks you can buy in the store, premium, this might be the number one to buy, because right now it is on sale in the store for 10,000 gold. That is a bargain for this tank. This is an evil tank to some people. Definitely A+ caliber. I've seen games that will knock your socks off. I haven't had one of those games, but I've seen them. It's one of those things. If you have the knack for the Weasel, it's an absolute super monster. It only has rockets. Has a 20 to 24 second reload on the rockets. Super fast. What's the speed? 90. I've got this set for 92, but it'll go 97. Yeah, if I put gasoline on there. Everybody's different. Now, another thing is that to really get this dude to kick some butt, there's a specific commander setup you want to look at. You can see the commander skills here, so you'll have ability to do that. If you're going to spend 10,000 on a rocket tank, this is the one to buy, for sure. Because it is an absolutely evil monster to people who hate it. I mean, because it's vicious. It's a light tank for spotting if you want to use it that way, but it has no other gun. You got 24 rockets. No one ever runs out of weasel rockets, at least so far. I got close, actually, but once. It was a crazy game we played. But super fun to play. I mean, it is fast and just vicious. So definitely something to be considering. And if you have considered it, man, this dude is up there and it's worth it. If you can afford it. Okay. BMP. The BMP is a free tank. And the interesting thing about it is that, you know, there's 3 of them. And they're all quite useful in their own way. BMPs, I would say B+. You know, and again, it's very subjective. This is a B+. As a light tank, the BMP is not really super fast. That's its like one downfall to me. I would want more speed objectively. But this dude here rolls 83. This is the BMP-1. But it's worthwhile to keep it, even though you know I have all 3. I'm going to show you all 3. But I would keep it because in Arrow 1, it's just a good, you know, it's a good goof around rocket tank. It's just solid. It's not super great. Maybe the Arrow 1 might be B-, okay? But a free tank you can get, etc., no problem. Let's go check out BMP-2. BMP-2, same thing. This is an Era. They're both Era 2. BMP-1 and 2 are Era 2s. All right? Now, the reality is BMP-1 is cool and everything, but once you get BMP-2, I mean, who plays a BMP-1? So BMP-1 is sort of a pass-through tank. It's still solid and useful, but objectively BMP-2 is the better choice. And the game I'm going to show you is a BMP-2 game that I played first game of the day today. And it was like, oh, wow, dude. Now I can do my rocket video because I had a killer game. And BMP-2 is definitely, of the 2 tanks fully upgraded, BMP-2 is better. BMP-1 does have the difference of having a cannon. BMP-2 has a chain gun. So if you're better in a cannon, BMP-1 is good for you. If you're better in a chain gun, the number 2 is good for you. So that's probably the one of the biggest deciding factors when you're playing BMP. They're both good. I would say B- for BMP-1, B+, or A- for BMP-2. But very good. You know, the speed on this one is a little bit better, 89. So that's good. Now let's look at BMP-3. Now BMP-3, I have not fully upgraded this dude. Let me show you. So we have upgrades to take care of. Now, I never buy the second radio. Who cares? I'll just wait for the third one and, you know, skip the middleman. Goodbye. But I'll buy this. I'll buy this. I'll get this. The engine, of course, as you can see, top forward speed 90. That would make it, you know, faster than the BMP 2. The BMP-2 has the same kind of gun upgrade near the end of the story, although it's really funny because the gun upgrade occurs after you have after you have unlocked the BMP-3. But whatever. So these will definitely be worth getting. I have them both on the BMP-2 and it's phenomenal. So I expect BMP-3 to be similar. I already have put, you know, equipment in there, etc. I expect BMP-3 to be for sure at least as good as BMP-2, just the Era 3 version. And the advantage of the BMPs, it's number 1, if you want to call, you know, accessibility. Well, okay, technically it'd be number 2. Number one would be any premium rocket tank. You buy it, kabammo, you can play it. All right. That's what I mean by accessibility. When can you play rockets? When I finish the list, I'll show you specifically. The BMP would be the second best, but it's the number one for the non-premiums. That's really what I'm getting at. So BMP3 is pretty good so far. And having gone through BMP 1 and 2, I can't imagine that it's a garbage tank. It could happen, but I don't think so. Oh, it has a chain gun and it's anti-weasel. I'm sorry, is that chain gun? No, that's not chain gun, is it? I don't know. I swear, I thought it was chain. Yeah, it's chain gun. So anti-weasel. That is one of the things good about the BMP3. Not as fast as the weasel, but you know, hey, you got to give some things. Then you give up something here, get something there. All right, premium tank, WZ-122. Armored Wraith got this, thought it was fantastic. It was like, you know, explained to me, blah, blah, blah. And it was tank of the month. I picked this up as a tank of the month for $10. Couldn't go wrong. Solid. Very solid. I would say this is a, you know, again, B caliber. Subjective, could be A caliber to you, depending on your deal. The thing is, this is two sets of launchers. You can see the 4 rocket launchers, which are separate from the cannon. So one of the things you can do with this gun, you target a guy with a cannon, you can drill him with a cannon shot, switch to rockets if it's fully loaded and ready to go, and fire a rocket after that. So you have a rocket cannon 1-2 combo punch that's really awesome. And when you use it that way, man, it goes up in the evaluation. I was using it as a rocket tank. It was the first rocket tank I had, something to experiment with. Got it for cheap, so I was able to, you know, experiment with it, and it was fine. If you play it as a rocket tank, it's a little weak. If you play it as a medium tank, it's a little weak. You play it, you time the guns and figure out for yourself what the best combo of gun and rocket firing is. It goes up, like I said, you can put, this can be an A or A+ tank in the right hands. It's very good. It was really funny because a couple of days ago, Bernie was like, man, you need to keep your eyes open for WZ-122. He apparently didn't have it. I go, I already have it. He was like, really? I go, yeah. You know, so it was one of those things that even in a highly experienced player like Bernie missed out on this tank for whatever reason. He just didn't get it. So there's all kinds of stuff that's available. And when you don't have access to talk to someone who knows what's going on about specific things, you're going to miss out. And that's just universal. As I tell people, everybody knows something that somebody else doesn't know. And so we're not trying to be in competition. Oh, look at me, I know more than you. It's like we're actually 180 degrees from that. We're like, we want to find these guys who know stuff that we don't know because they can help us when we have questions. So I get help from other people of different ages and different skill levels because you know what you know. And you may not be a great player, but you might have great knowledge on one thing, and that makes you great as far as I'm concerned in the thing that I'm talking about, okay? So that's the dealio. You never know who's going to have info that's going to help you. So keep your mind open. Premium tank, semi-expensive-ish. It comes around, you know, they had several months ago, it was in the store for half price, around 5,000 gold. Just that's the best I can remember. Premium tank, Ignis. This is Warhammer. This is a butt kicker. This is expensive and expensive only. There's no way to get it cheap. You can't even get it right now. Don't know if they're going to bring this tank back. Very good tank. B+, probably. The thing that holds the Ignis back is the fact that the armor is not that great. However, it has a 20-shot autoloader and about a 10 or 11 second reload. One of the things you can do with Ignis is use the 1-2 combo And you can shoot a guy with a rocket, switch to autoloader, run the 20-shot autoloader, and if he's still alive, shoot him again with a rocket, because it'll probably have reloaded by that time. There's about a 10-second reload. Another thing is, another guy told me a great idea. He's like, man, you could take the Ignis and, lock on autoloader and drill them, and then switch and just pound out that. When you have the lock of the autoloader, you switch guns and blammo, instantaneous Mike Tyson punch. So there's more than one way to play this Ignis. Very good. It's a fast, lightweight, medium tank. The armor isn't that great. It's kind of hard to kill more than 2 guys up close because your armor just isn't great. But when you get in on a guy, he's just about going to be dead. So it's one of those things. When it closes to kill range, man, it pretty much kills. So Ignis, very fun tank. Speed is like 75. Yeah, I got it set for 75. That is, it could go a little faster, actually. We could still add traction. I mean, not traction, but the engine. So we could add the engine upgrade on speed, and it would go a little bit faster, like 79. Something about 79 ballpark. Terrific tank. That's like a lot. That was about 11,000 gold. If it comes back, it's going to be expensive. It's like, I thought it was cool, and my friends were into it, and it was worthwhile to me. All right? So that's just, stuff like that. Now, there's some other tanks as well. Let's go, before I go to the tech lines, let's go look at the tech tree of premiums. Okay. Now, I'm not a universal 100% on all the information. I might miss a rocket tank in here that I just am unaware. But I'm just giving you the heads up. To the best of my knowledge, this will be as complete as possible, but there is possibility that there's a rocket tank or 2 that I don't know in these premiums. This is the M3A2 Bradley rocket tank. Very good tank. Premium, though, as opposed to the tech tree. The tech tree tank takes 2-3 weeks or so, a month, depending on your whatever ability to play to unlock. All right. But the M3A1 is the M3A2 version of the Bradley, like the Bradley Jr., essentially. The rest of these are all regular tanks. Let's look over here. Yeah. Regular. This is the Rocket Girl tank, 13SS. We already covered that. That's the WZ-122. We just covered that. These are not rocket tanks. This one is Object 934. This is a Soviet, light tank. So that is a rocket tank, 11,000 gold price. I haven't seen it really for a deal. G.I. Joe Arctic Hiss is rockets. The regular Hiss is not. G.I. Joe Wolverine sniper tank with rockets. And the thing about this one, it fires a 2-shot rocket. It fires a rocket with a delay shot of a rocket by 1/4 of a second or something like that. Maybe 1/10 of a second. It's pretty fast, but really good tank. I don't have this. Debating I should probably get it if it comes again available, but I don't know that it will. Let's see. These are no. Ignis, yes. Warden, no. No on the Pharaoh. Stormer, we covered that. That's a rocket tank. These are no. MBT-70 rockets. No. Weasel, only rockets. Jaguar, only rockets. But it's like a regular tank as opposed to, it's got more durability as opposed to the Weasel, but the Weasel is much faster. Peace cells, no. Object 292, no. 477, no. 59D, no, to the best of my knowledge. So we covered these as far as the rockets are concerned. Can't imagine that I missed anything here. Here's the thing. The Pharaoh's what reminded me. Now, Pharaoh reminded me because this is a Halloween tank. And there is a Halloween tank that is a quote-unquote rocket tank during Halloween. That is the World War II Death Chariot. So, this last Halloween, October 2023, on the Earn Your Tank operation, I chose the Death Chariot. I earned the Death Chariot, and it shoots skulls, but it shoots them like a rocket. So that is kind of the hidden rocket tank that is a free tank. So it's awesome in that regard. The Death Chariot is a free tank in Halloween. And there's no reason to get it before Halloween because it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a horrible tank, in my opinion, in World War II. But it's awesomely fun in Halloween for like 3 weeks. Okay, we played that dude off and on for 3 weeks, and it was fantastic. We weren't that good at it, but it was fun. And Halloween, the thing about Halloween, man, you play Halloween for fun, win or lose. We had some great matches. So there is another rocket tank. I didn't even think about it until I saw Pharaoh's Fury, because Pharaoh is an awesome tank in regular, play. It's a fine regular tank. It's a fine Halloween tank. But it reminded me because, there's a rocket tank, which is the Death Chariot, which I would recommend because it's absolutely free and it's only worthwhile 3 weeks of the year. So just throwing that out there for you. All right, now let's go back to the regular tech tree. And let's cover this business. Now, what you'll see in this tech tree is green stuff. That's stuff that I own. And the only thing that's important here is that this is the green tech tree for rockets. So what that means is, if you haven't done it, you're going to have to get this free tank, the M3A2. And I mean, its cost is zero. Just like this Char is a free tank. Char 25, absolutely zero. All you have to do is pay for the equipment and any upgrades. So you got to do the 46A1. Then we go up here to the Chaffee M24. Play this light tank. It's a speed light. Then you unlock the M41A1 Bulldog, a speed light. And don't do what I did. Me and Bernie. Oh man, we got this T92. This thing is an absolute trash tank. I ended up using free experience to get through it. It was absolute super garbage. I'm a speed light player, and I was like, no, this thing is trash. It doesn't work right. That speed 56 is horrible. Knowing that was so bad, I would say use the toaster. This, sniper tank, M113. That one could be at least somewhat interesting and not just a pile. To play the way you play speed lights for maximum efficiency, man, the T92 Cold War is garbage. It's a decent tank in World War II. I thought, okay, no problem. I have this. I'll kick butt. So I don't recommend it. In fact, I threw it away. It was trash. And then that leads us to the Sheridan, which I already showed you. Do your Sheridan business, whatever. Stingray. Stingray 1, Stingray 2. Now, Stingray 1 and 2, they are not speed light tanks specifically. I would categorize them as lightweight mediums. Very good. I thought these were very good tanks. I don't need them because I don't play lightweight medium tanks for fun. These were for business. And I sold those and got rid of them. Sayonara, goodbye. I don't need those, but these are really good tanks. It was like, well, I hate to get rid of a good tank, but I don't play these. This is not fun for me to play. just an okay tank, and I have better. If I'm in Era 3, I ain't playing a Stingray 2, I'm telling you that. So this is just, bonus. I was going here for the Bradley because it's a rocket tank.